Hey everyone, it's Tom here with thisonlineworld.com, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. So getting paid to do absolutely nothing sounds pretty sweet, right? Well, that's exactly what the Pawns application says you can do. This passive income app lets you make money by renting out your unused internet bandwidth, and it's quickly growing into one of the most popular apps in this category. But is the Pawns app legit, or is it a scam? Does it really pay you passive income? Well, I downloaded Pawns, I ran it for 72 hours straight, and in this Pawns review, I'm sharing how it works, how much money I made, and how to ultimately decide if it's right for you. Let's get to it. All right, so just starting off quickly, what exactly is the Pawns app? Well, like I mentioned, it's a global rewards platform that lets you earn passive income by renting out your internet bandwidth. And so the app is similar to Honeygain, which I've also covered on this channel, and the whole idea is actually pretty cool. With Pawns, you're basically turning your residential IP address into a node in Pawns VPN network. From there, Pawns clients can use your IP address for things like accessing gated content, watching Netflix in a different country, or market research. So again, people use VPNs all the time. I use one pretty much every day for, again, accessing content in different areas or just market research purposes, or, watching football games on, a different country or something like that. So VPN usage is pretty popular, and Pawns says it vets its customers and it makes sure that everyone using your IP address isn't up to anything kind of nefarious. Pawns also has a few other ways to make money that are more active than sharing your unused internet bandwidth, but again, it's available globally and it has almost 2 million members around the world, so it's one of the more popular passive income apps out there. All right, so how does Pawns work, and how do you actually turn your phone or computer into a passive income device within its network? Well, for starters, signing up is free like I mentioned, and once you create an account, you have to download the Pawns application. It's available for Windows and Mac, as well as iPhone and Android, which is pretty cool. From there, you simply launch the Pawns application and you automatically begin sharing internet bandwidth to Pawns' kind of ecosystem of residential IP addresses. And so I'll show you my Pawns app here on my laptop, and it shows you your current balance as well as how much bandwidth you've shared in total. Now, one thing to note is that you can only have one device running per IP address, so it's a bit unfortunate if you have tons of spare phones or a few computers. You can't just launch Pawns on all of them. You have to have one device per IP address, which means most people can likely only run Pawns on one device. Now, Pawns also has a few other ways to earn, like I mentioned. The first is surveys, so you have to download the Pawns app to do this. You can't do it on its website version. And honestly, the survey rates, they're not the best, they're not the worst, but it's nice there's a more active offer you can use if you're kind of close to cashing out, which I'll cover later. Pawns also has a referral program, and it pays you $1 after your friend cashes out and they get $1 too. Plus you get 10% of your referral's lifetime earnings, which is pretty decent. So I think it's a decent referral program. I think the surveys are all right. They're not my favorite, but again, it's nice that Pawns has a few different ways to make money. All right, so how much does Pawns pay and how do you cash out your earnings? This is obviously very important to consider with any kind of reward app because you want to make sure you're actually getting paid. And really with Pawns, when it comes to internet bandwidth sharing, how much you make really depends on two factors: where you live and how fast your internet speed is. So for me, I live outside of Toronto right now, and after running Pawns for about 72 hours straight, I made about 25 cents from running Pawns, and I shared under 200 megabytes of data. So this works out to maybe a couple bucks a month if I ran it all the way through. So it's not really worth it to me, and I'm probably not going to keep using it unless, I want to test it out a little bit more. But again, how much you earn really depends on where you live. So if you live in a major city in the United States or Europe, you can probably make more than if you live in a rural area or suburb, kind of like where I'm living right now. And again, this really boils down to how in demand your IP address is, right? People use VPNs, but they want to use VPNs oftentimes from very specific places or certain countries. And so if you don't live there, your IP might be a little bit less valuable than someone else's. But on the flip side, if you live in a major city that's super popular, you might be able to share a lot more bandwidth, and who knows, maybe you can make, 20, 30, 50 bucks a month. Pawns says some people are making over $100 per month just by sharing bandwidth. So again, kind of depends where you live. Of course, you can always make more money if you answer surveys or if you refer some friends or some other people online. So again, more active offers there. And what I do like about Pawns is that it only takes $5 to cash out. As for rewards, you can cash out with Bitcoin, PayPal, tons of different gift cards to companies like Amazon, Adidas, Walmart, Nike, Xbox, and Target. And when researching Pawns, I found lots of positive reviews and payment proof online. So if some people are cashing out weekly, for some people it takes more like a month. That would probably be the case for me. So again, really depends where you live, but I like that it only takes $5 to cash out. All right, so the pros and cons. Why would you use Pawns and why might you skip this one? Well, the first pro I want to mention is just that it's globally available. Again, you can pretty much use this application from anywhere, which I think is cool. The second pro I want to mention is just very easy to use. I mean, you sign up, you launch it, and in a minute or so, you're starting to earn some passive income. And the third pro just has has to be, again, that quick cash out requirement and the decent variety of rewards. I like that there's crypto, cash, and gift cards to choose from. All right, now for the cons. The first one, like I covered a few times in this video, is just the volatility behind your earnings. You might make really great income with this thing. You might make no money. You might make somewhere in the middle. So again, it kind of depends where you live, which is a bit of a downside. And the second con I want to mention are just the device limits. You know, I have so many spare phones from my phone farming days and different money experiments. So I would love if I could run Pawns on a bunch of phones and earn a lot more. But again, you're capped at one device per IP address. All right, guys, so what is the scam or legit score for Pawns? Well, I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a really cool application. It's fun. It's a nice way to earn some passive income. But again, it really boils down to where you live and, you know, how valuable your IP address is. And, you know, I really can't knock the application that much. Honeygain wasn't great for me. So it's clearly the IP addresses in this area where I'm at right now just aren't that valuable. I'll probably try Pawns some more when I start traveling again soon. But in any case, guys, I want to wrap up the video with just a few alternatives you can consider or some additions you can consider if you're using Pawns, but you want to stack some other passive income apps with it to earn even more. So Honeygain is obviously where I would start. I think Pawns and Honeygain are both very cool. I think it's worth testing them out to see how they perform in your area. If you live in the United States, you can also download the Nielsen panel and get about $50 in free cash or gift cards per year just for sharing your data from your smartphone. And a third alternative or app you could stack with it would be Media Rewards. So again, another cool passive income app that you just download, run in this background of your phone, and you can earn some rewards. Now, I'm going to be linking my ultimate passive income guide down below, as well as a guide on the best apps like Honeygain. So you can check those out. They're at thisonlineworld.com, and they both have dozens of different passive income apps you can use alongside Pawns or instead of it, depending on your preferences. But yeah, that does it for this one, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching another episode of Scam or Legit. I hope you have a fantastic day and week. And as always, don't forget to check out thisonlineworld.com for more unique ways to make and save money. Catch you guys in the next one.